How's it going, everyone? This is Galaxy Nail 2 here, and today we're going to be doing a ranking of all of the new for 2025 cars. I know it has been a while since I actually uploaded a Hot Wheels video in a while. I will be doing a King of the Hill at the end of the year. I know it's kind of been a while. Considering the fact that the Mega Graphics Funny car has been undeniably unbeatable, even though it was only for a long time, I've decided to actually ban the funny cars entirely. So, to end the year, we're going to crown a new King of the Hill that's not a funny car. Anyways, let's go on. I only have 48 new cars for 2025 as of recording this video, and judging by the frames. So let's go ahead and get started off with number 50 with the Tesla Cyberquad. This one really disappoints me in every way. It is super light. It didn't do pretty good on the Super 6-lane raceway when I first tested it, and it is this EV Cyberquad. Yeah. Very disappointing, in my opinion. This is actually not a really good casting for me, so it goes in dead last place in the F tier. Also in the F tier, coming in at number 49, the Honda Moto Compo. I am not a really big fan of motorcycles, but I only wanted to get those for to complete the new for 2025 collection. So yeah, Honda Moto Compo at number 49. And at number 48, we got ourselves another motorcycle. It's another Honda motorcycle. Can't remember the name of this one, but like with the Moto Compo, I'm not a motorcycle kind of guy. So yeah, these are really hard to actually use on the Super 6. The Ducati almost actually had a chance. The 1199 Panigale. Yeah, now we're going on to the D tier. And let's go ahead and snag at number 47, the El Segundo Rally. This actually disappointed me when I first see it. Plastic body, metal base. The original El Segundo Coupe actually had a metal body on a plastic base. You should not, Hot Wheels should have probably made this like a few weeks or few years later down the line instead of releasing it 2 years later when the El Segundo Coupe was first released. So yeah, not a really good casting in my eyes. Could have been released a few years and actually been replaced by another fantasy casting, but honestly, biggest disappointment in my eyes. And next up is Twin Dorado. Yeah, first looking at this car, this actually really disappointed me a lot because it has a plastic body and a metal base, making it very, very light. If it was like a better metal body and plastic base, it would have been higher, but they actually just gave us a middle finger on it, and that's pretty much it. So, coming in at number 45 is going to be the Feline Lucky. Okay, so this is actually one of two vehicles in this group that I do not have in my collection. So I'm just going to put an image on the video just to show you what it looks like. And I'm going to say this now, a lot of guys who live in Asia are going to be going nuts over it, which is understandable. It's not my cup of tea, but it's whatever. And following at number 43 is going to be the Bat Boat. I'm not a really big fan of boats, but I do like the Batman TV series, so I'm not putting it in dead last. So the Bat Boat is coming in at number 43. Okay, that is it for the cars I don't have in my collection. Now let's continue on the list with the ones I do have in my collections. And we're going to go ahead and go with the Morgan Super 3. When I first looked at this, it was actually really good. But looking back at it now, it really disappointed me ever since the Morgan three-wheeler from the Matchbox line actually came out, and it looks miles better.
That's what she said!
The Morgan three-wheeler, well, not the worst casting, but not the best casting. Still a D tier, and yeah. And number 41 is going to be the Mod Mill. It's a combination of the Mod Rod and the Twin Mill, and it didn't execute really perfectly. Yeah, just like with Skibby Benz's, I think. Yeah. I mean, I get what they were trying to go for, but in execution, it didn't work. So, yeah. So, anyways, let's go on to number 40, I think. No, 41. I miscounted. Oops, my bad. We're going to go ahead and go with the Long Block. I am not a big fan of these 3D printed fantasy models. It started off with the small block, and it looked a bit weird with me, and now we got the long block. Same typical reason as the small block. Plastic body, metal base. I don't know what the SM stands for on the side. Okay, next up, I'm assuming this is the hauler back. This is not how you actually do a proper tow truck. Like, if you take a look at the toe jam, it actually executes perfectly with it. This one right here, not so good. And yeah, this really doesn't catch my eyes perfectly. Not a very good car. And already next up, Hot Weenies. This is actually the car that I actually got in Texas. Yes, that's right. A car that I got in Texas. This one right here actually is supposed to be based on a hot sauce. Some people really don't like the fast food cars nowadays, but I still do love the Carbonator. It's probably my go-to food car when it comes to Hot Wheels. This one right here does have the Hot Wheels ID wheels, which are really interesting. Okay, next up, we're going to go ahead and go with... I'm assuming this is going to be it for the D... Oh, one more car for the D tier. The Polestar T-Rex. Yeah, this one is basically like a squished version of the Tesla Cybertruck when I first saw it. It didn't look that good, and I honestly wish there was a better pickup truck for this. Maybe like a GMC Sierra 1500. Because they actually did well with the 09 Ford F-150 and the 15 Ford F-150. So why not a GMC Sierra? Alright, now we're moving on to the C tier. And next up is going to be the Drift Ender. This is supposed to be like a police drift car version of the Land Rover Defender. And I mean, I get what they were trying to go for. The plastic Aero or plastic wide body didn't even work. So that's the reason why. It doesn't look like that bad, but it could have been done better. Alrighty, next up for the C tier. Ford Model A Custom 31. This is actually another one of these cars that could have done better or should not have been made. This one is actually okay. It's not the worst. It's not their worst attempt of doing it, but they could have done it a lot better. I actually did get this in Georgia, by the way, if I remember correctly. Anyways, next up, we're going on to Decidedly Go. Now, Skitty Benz actually put this in the F tier. Me personally, I actually do think it's actually really interesting, considering the fact that it's a Magic 8-Ball car. It's pretty hard to tell since can't see up. We're actually recording on side. By that I mean on side, sideway. Like not to the ceiling, but you know what I mean. Next up, it's going to be the Buick Riviera. This one should have had like a lowrider decal type of thing, if you know what I mean. I mean, I get what they were trying to go for. It's not that bad though, but execution could have been better. By the way, I did get this in 2024 alongside the Hollerback, the Morgan Super 3, and these three right here, which will be later down the line. Next up, it's going to be the Hotorado. They keep going with these type of car designs with these matte paint jobs with this texture, starting off with the Mod Rod, then the Eric Stein rod, and then the Muscle and Blown. And they keep going on with the Hotorado. Okay, next up, it's going to be the Cone Shaker. Now, this one was actually a funny one because it is a cone, but honestly kind of love what they did on the bottom. Yeah, it's a cone, then it can actually stack more cones right there. Alrighty, next up, it's going to be the K-Swap. This one right here really didn't grab a lot of attention when I first heard of it. It's supposed to be like a K car from Japan and didn't look too good. The wheels are kind of alright. Wish they could have been a bit better. Alrighty, next up, it's going to be the Little Roar. It's basically like an Austin minivan rally type of car, whatever you call it, but yeah. Little Roar. Not sure how to feel with this car. Alrighty, we're getting into the B tier. This is where the good stuff comes in. Next up on the list, it's going to be the Alfa Romeo Giulia T1 Super. Honestly, kind of think how good this car looks. The only problem with this one is how boxy it is, but this is what it was supposed to be. Very light and very good. Next up, the Amaro GTC. When I first seen this at Publix, I really thought it was confusing considering the fact that they actually put ID wheels on the car, and ooh boy, this is actually... But looking back at it now, I honestly kind of think it actually looked good. I don't have the yellow version of it, but it does look a lot better when you grow into it. Even if it has a plastic body, it actually does look really nice. Alrighty, next up, it's going to be the Street Shaker. Not a big fan of Hot Wheels Let's Race. The spoiler on it could have been done better, but I see what they were trying to do. My favorite part of the car has to be the color texture. You actually see these textures on the body design. Can't even tell what the names are, but it actually looks really good and futuristic. Also, the diffusers on it are massive. Really good. Okay, next up, the BMW 635 CSI. This is actually a wide body of it. In my opinion, I believe this color actually executed pretty perfectly, especially with the silver bumper right here. I thought it looked like another one of these M3 cars, but when I want to relook, it actually looked really good. The orange color really disappointed me. And now, the McLaren W1. I actually did get 3 variants of it. 2 of them from my local Target. One in a better orange color, and then this one right here. I think maybe in Georgia. Maybe, I'm not sure. So, yeah. McLaren W1. This is a successor to the P1. And right down the line is going to be the Super Twin Mill. Can we at least have a year without a twin mill? This is actually the umpteenth time we're actually getting another twin mill. We don't need any more twin mills anymore. We just need a break from it. I see what you're trying to go for, but we don't need more. Still a C tier. And now we're getting into the B tier. This is actually where we actually get into the good stuff right here. There's only a few cars left in the collection, so yeah. We're going to start off with the Quick Check, which on paper kind of looks like an Experimotors, but when you look at it, it's actually based on an actual Fisher-Price toy. So it's actually an Experimotor that is actually based on a real toy. Did Mattel actually execute it perfectly? Absolutely. This is actually one of the better Experimotors when it comes to it. I got it at my Walmart. Walmart. Alrighty, next up, it's going to be the Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet. I honestly am a big fan of Porsches. And this one right here is actually really good, especially with the dark red color right here. Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet. Very nice car. And it's actually really, really nice. And this is actually coming from a guy who thinks that drop tops are for girls. Already coming up next is the Lotus Cortina. This is actually a car that's ranked higher than the Alfa Romeo, because this one actually does have has better details to it. Don't get me wrong, the Giulia still looks cool, but this one looks way better. Even though it is a two-door. Still skinny. Does have a pipe behind the front wheel, which is actually really nice. Yeah. Already next up, it's going to be the Jaguar XJC V12 Coupe. This is actually really interesting considering the fact that they actually, I can't remember the names of these on the back, but that mean stance in the front looks really aggressive. I also have a Zamac version of this car as well. Yep. So moving on from the Jaguar XJC Coupe, we got ourselves the Legends Tour winner of the Mazda MX-5 Miata. I got multiple versions of this one. I believe one of them is from Texas and another from Georgia, and I believe I got another at the end of 2024, if I remember correctly. So yeah. Very nice car, and absolutely one to actually get. And the next one is the Renault Espace F1. This, in my opinion, is actually one of the weirdest and most interesting minivans ever. Especially considering the fact that it's called the Renault Espace F1. It's actually really, really funny in my opinion. Very, very, very weird. Okay. Next up, it's going to be the Maserati Shamal. Maserati is famous for their lack of reliability, but this one right here, this retro-looking design on the Maserati Shamal actually looks really nice, especially in the red paint job. The only critiques I have with this car is the black lining on it, which kind of ruins the look of the pretty car. Unless if it was on a real car, then I can just cut it some slack. I do love the rims on this car. Hope they do more of these for a few of these cars. So yeah. And now we are getting into the A tier. We're going to start off with the Gone Mad, which is a combination of the Jackhammer and the Nomad. It's a bit smaller than the Jackhammer. Has the Nomad looking front over here. Actually looks really nice when looking at it. looks really nice. There's an engine in the back. And now the Ferrari 365 GTB4 Competizione. This is actually a car that Hot Wheels actually made before, but stopped the licensing in 2014 and then continued the licensing back in 2025. And the 365 GTB4 Competizione was one of the cars that was easily more recognizable to actually do. It is a retooling of the existing 365 GTB, which I already have in my collection as a metal-on-metal car. This one right here has better proportions on the car. I got this at Dollar Tree. And next up, it's going to be the Cupra E-Racer. When I first saw this car, I'm a bit mixed on this one, considering the fact that it is a SUV GT car. But looking back at it now, I think they nailed it perfectly. The wheels on this car look amazing, especially in black. This two-tone paint job, when looking through it, actually looks nice. Doesn't have a rear diffuser, but that's okay because this is basically from a company that I can't remember. If you do know what origin it's from, please let me know down in the comments. Then we have Optimus Prime. This is actually one of the vehicles that I really wanted when it first was first announced. And this is actually the first modern Hot Wheels cars to actually have 6 wheels, which is actually really nice. Another thing I like about this is the base. It actually has Optimus Prime's face. Very, very, very nice. Alrighty, next up, it's going to be the Porsche 928S. They actually did bring back the Porsche 928 in the Hot Wheels lineup ever since they actually did discontinue the original one. They actually did make the 928 Safari 2 years ago. I'm a bit mixed on it, but looking back at it now, I think it was nailed perfectly. This one right here should have been in another series, but this one right here actually looks really good. Alrighty, next up, the Peugeot 908X Hypercar. When I first saw this, it was really weird seeing a Peugeot in the Hot Wheels lineup, but I'm honestly surprised this race car actually was nailed perfectly. Very, very nice to actually see it in Hot Wheels form. And it looks wide, long, and aggressive. Very nice. Next up, it's the F1 car. Now, as for the main lines, I only have the Red Bull decals. I don't have the Williams Racing or the Mercedes-Benz decals just yet. But I do have the Red Bull version. I also have the 5-pack that I got at Publix. So, yeah. But this one will probably be for the F1 car for 2025 mainlines. Honestly, a bit excited that they actually partnered up with F1 for the year. I hope they actually make more F1 cars down the line. This is actually a really good car to keep in your collection. Man, this is actually a really good year. We still have 9 cars to go. Starting off next is the Kia EV6, or the custom Kia EV6. This one is actually really interesting when I first saw it because it's a Kia and it may be looking like a hatchback, but the customization of it looks really stunning, especially with the anime in the sides and on the top. Really nice car. Coming in 8th place is going to be the Gordon Murray Automotive T.33. This is actually another car made by the guy who made the McLaren F1. And unlike with the T50 from last year, this one does have a 2-seating position. The T50, on the other hand, has a 3-seated position, just like with the McLaren F1. And next up is going to be the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. This is actually the first Ferrari for the reunion for Hot Wheels and Ferrari. Yes, 2025 was the reunion for the Hot Wheels and Ferrari collaboration. This is actually the first one, and they're actually making better Ferraris this time around. There is actually a 12-cylinder down the line, so I will be picking up 2 of these. One to actually keep for the upcoming new for 2026 models, and one to actually use for racing. This one right here actually costed $20, so this is probably not going to be a car for racing from time to time. This one did cost a lot of money to actually get. Alrighty, next up, this is actually one of my favorites, the Ford Mustang GTD. This used to be my favorite Hot Wheels car at the time, but when the new ones actually came out, we actually did get some better hits down the line. So yeah, the Mustang GTD is still one of the best Ford Mustangs to ever come out of Hot Wheels. This is actually an early attempt, but they actually nailed it perfectly. I did get this last year for 2024, but it didn't matter. I also got one in Georgia for this year, so yeah. We have 5 cars left, and coming in 5th place is the McMurtry Spearling. This thing is absolutely cool looking and small at the same time. The size of this car is supposed to mimic what the real one looks like. Very, very small and very, very skinny. I know it wouldn't do good on the boosters considering the fact how skinny this car is, and it absolutely looks wild. Coming in at 4th place is the Sideburn. This is actually one of these cars that actually caught my eyes when I first saw it. It looks really good. The hood looks absolutely good with the carbon fiber decals, especially with the hood and the engine exposed right here. Very nice modern fantasy car right here. And coming in at 3rd place is one of the fastest new cars for 2025. If you saw recently, the 96 Dodge Viper GTS. This is at beyond my favorite Viper ever made. Right next to the 2013 SRT Viper, in which I already have in my room, but I can't show it to you for obvious reasons. Because this video is supposed to be based on cars ranking the new for 2025 cars. And then there's only 2 cars left, that being the Heyko Type D and the Ferrari F40 Competizione. And this is actually a really tough one to decide who gets second. But coming in at 2nd place is going to be the Heyko Type D. This is actually how you make a Japanese looking fantasy car. This is actually one of the best cars to actually pick up. I also have it in red, but I don't have it with me at the time. I hope to get another white one soon for racing. This one is supposed to be like for the collection. But coming in 1st place is the Ferrari F40 Competizione. This is actually what is the main Ferrari back in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, up until the casting change in the 2014 Ferrari 5-pack, until Ferrari decided to not help Hot Wheels anymore until 2025. They actually brought back the F40. The Ferrari F40 was by far the most recognizable Hot Wheels Ferrari at the time. It does have a different tooling than the original F40, especially with the front splitter in the back. Doesn't have the opening feature, but in my opinion, has to be the best Ferrari ever made. I actually have 2 versions of these cars. This one right here is actually the $20 one, and the other one that I have right here on a shelf is worth $1. So yes, the Ferrari F40 is by far my favorite Hot Wheels new car for 2025. Thank you guys for watching. When I actually get the last 2 cars for 2025, I will be doing an update on this video with those 2 cars. So see you guys when I get these cars. This is Galaxy Nail 2 over and out.